in high school, you did have, you know, a lot of different friends like you were saying, but were you more of a Sam or were you more one of the side characters? An Elodie maybe, an Allie?
Like... I mean, I think that I mean, the characters definitely aren't based on my group of friends, but, you know, I mean, I was relatively popular in high school. I didn't have, you know, I mean, I was kind of mean. It's true.
And I'm sure you regret it now, though.
I do. I totally regret it. Well, I mean, I was mean, but I was also, you know, I talk about this a lot. I had a very troubled adolescence. And, you know, I was mean partially because I was very lost and very unhappy. And I lashed out a lot, which is what people do when they're unhappy and lost, you know. I mean, they either withdraw, they can withdraw, or they can kind of fight, and I fought.
And we actually see the withdrawal because there's a character in the story named Juliet, and she has completely withdrawn so much because of being tormented at school with these girls that she actually stops speaking almost entirely when she's at school.
Right.
You don't hear anything. And
yeah. I mean, she's an important character as well, and I think representative of what happens to a lot of people. You know, some people just slip through the cracks in high school, and you know, that was not my experience. I mean, I was definitely loud. I wore like pleather pants to school.
I would love to see pictures of that.
Oh my God, I know. And like, you know, I mean, I went out a lot and stuff like that. So, but, you know, and I've done a lot of thinking about my high school life and, you know, some of the things I regret from the kind of person I was at the time. I really do realize like a lot of it stemmed from my own kind of just, I was still really a kid, you know, and I didn't have a lot of guidance. So it really all stemmed from that place, which is, you know, another reason for that. I think I was able to get in the heads. I would hopefully not think I was, certainly wasn't as bad as Lindsay, one would hope. But,
is Lindsay the leader?
Lindsay is the leader of the pack. But, you know, I mean, I definitely, there are some things that I could have done differently. And unfortunately, I feel like writing this book has been my kind of redemption, because now I get to go and speak to girls about it and talk about, you know, the mean girl phenomenon and what it means, and, you know.
Well, if you had to give a high school girl like some advice, if maybe they're going through this, what is like the one thing you might want to say from the other side and tell them about their high school experience?
I mean, first of all, although this has no meaning to a teen, and it's so annoying to hear it, because your whole life when you're a teen is bounded by high school. You have no freedom, you have no power, you have no money, you can't even drive for most of the time, and you don't believe that the world is bigger than high school. But it is. It really, really is. Like, high school is, once it's over, it's just, you know, it's like a blip on the radar, you know? And so that would be the first thing, like, to try to gain perspective. Because I think that's why depression at that age is so critical, because they have no broader perspective. The world just feels entirely closed. So if they're depressed or having a miserable time at school, that is the whole world. That's life. And if you say, oh, it's just 4 years, it's like, that's like an eternity, you know? And the other thing is just, you know, there are people in the world who, like, you know, care and want to help you, and like, you just need to keep reaching out. Like, just keep reaching out, you know, and eventually you're going to hit on somebody who's wanting to hold their hand out to you.